Coach John Settle. If you would, when you ask a question, introduce yourself and tell him your outlet so he can get used to who you are. We will start with Josh Moore.
Hey John, I'm Josh with the Herald Leader, the newspaper here in town. Welcome to Lexington, and just why make the change? You left a pretty good room there, and obviously came to a good one. But what's what kind of led you to that decision?
Well, Josh, we're here to be able to meet and talk with you. First of all, the reason I'm here is because I think in this profession, you want to try to elevate your status as much as you can. You want to try to take advantage of opportunities when opportunities come. And so this right here was an opportunity I couldn't pass up, a chance to come be a part of this staff, being a part of this program, and have an opportunity to develop some young men and then coach some guys that I think are very good. And there was a mutual interest, and everything was able to come together.
John Hale.
Hi, Coach. John Hale with the Courier-Journal newspaper in Louisville. You've obviously coached a ton of really good running backs over the years. The list is really impressive. So I'm curious, what are your impressions of Chris Rodriguez, just looking on film, maybe whatever you've been able to see and work out so far? Just what kind of potential do you see in him?
I like him. I think he's very talented. I've been here a day. I had an opportunity to watch him run around a little bit. I like the fact that he's attentive. He's a guy that wants to be very good, wants to learn. And so we went out this morning, on the field, even through like a little walkthrough. And anytime he takes the field, he's a guy that's intense, that wants to take advantage of every opportunity that he has. He's a young man that reminds me of a guy that I coached at Pitt, and James Conner. Having just being up close to him, having the same type of personality, same type of mannerisms, and he's a guy I'm excited about having an opportunity to coach.
Lonnie Demery. You're muted, Lonnie.
Yeah, Coach. So it was Lonnie Demery, Kentucky Sports Report, scout related. I wanted to ask you. I know you. Your most recent accomplishment was John Taylor with the Seattle Seahawks. I know you've coached several others in the past. I was wondering if how many people you might be able to see that's already here that may be on that same kind of path.
Well, just looking at the guys on the hoof and having an opportunity to go back and watch some film from last year, and just being around the group, not really having an opportunity to see them go all out yet. I like the way the guys look. Physically, I think it's a good-looking group, a group that's well put together. I think you see a combination of speed and power within the group. And I'm just excited and ready to get started tomorrow, just when we put everything together, just to see how things go.
Curtis Birch.
Hey, Coach, Curtis Birch with the UK Sports Network. Your relationship with Coach Cohen, did you know him before you took this job? And then how are you trying to build that up as you get into spring ball? Because you got to accelerate it a little bit where you're getting straight into practice.
Yeah, things were it's kind of fast, happened fast. But I think the one thing that helped me was having the NFL background, and obviously you kind of have some of the mutual friends and that type of thing. But so getting here, having an opportunity to meet him, his mind is leaps and bounds, beyond what you would think. He's very knowledgeable, very smart, and I'm looking forward to getting to learn from him. I bring to the table is the fact that having coached in the NFL, you coach different schemes, different systems, so it won't be long. It won't be hard for me to adapt and get on the same page as Loing, and it's going. I think it's going to be a great fit, and I'm looking forward to it.
Justin Rowley.
Coach Justin with Rivals. Hope you're doing well. So much of your job is recruiting, and it helps, immensely. It would seem to have a brand. Like, you think LSU defensive backs, you think Wisconsin, you think running backs. I mean, you guys turned out more 1,000, seemed like 2,000 yard rushers than anybody on a consistent basis. Just how much easier does that make the pitch, and what kind of reception have you gotten because of that brand? And I would assume you're gonna make that a part of your personal story when you're trying to get talent to UK.
Well, it always helps to have a good background, a good track record. The one thing here, and Kentucky has been able to run the ball very well over the last 5 years or so, and so I think when you look at the program, it's not a program that you have to sell anything. I think you go out, you target the players that you believe can help you, you recruit those individuals as hard as you can. Now, when I'm in the room with them, I will, talk to them about my background and some of the accomplishments. But I think it's all about Kentucky football. And like I said, the name here, the brand itself stands alone. And I'm honored to be a part of it, have an opportunity to recruit some young men that can help us continue to get better and improve.
Nick Roush.
Nick Roush with Kentucky Sports Radio. I know previously they really focused almost entirely on inside zone. Now that there's going to be some more outside zone and pin and pull stuff, what do you have to teach, coach them up, emphasize during practices to make that transition?
Well, it's a little different. The footwork, obviously, you're going to try to get 3-4 guys reps, and you have to make sure that those guys are all doing it the same. Cannot deviate. The tracks have to be the same, the footwork, the timing, so that the quarterback can relax and play. He doesn't have to look to see who's in the game, that type of thing. So I will be on the guys. That's part of it. We met this morning. I told them part of my job is to be demanding, and I will make sure that whoever's in the game does it the right way and does it the way we want it done. But the outside zone, the footwork changes, the tempo changes, just understanding and grasping the whole concept of the outside zone game. A lot of young men think they have to be fast right now. And the thing I talked to them about this morning, that they're going to get tired of hearing is slow to, fast through. So just kind of giving them little things to help them understand the tempo of the run game, letting the linemen work for them up front, and then once they see it, being able to put their foot down and accelerate.
It strikes me that it's more of a.
I think there's putting more on the running backs to make decisions because of the nature of the play. Is that fair?
It is. It calls for the running back to be good. His eyes have to be in the right place. But the one thing, we have a couple of things that we'll talk through in the meetings. If their eyes are in the right place, if their feet doing the right things, they'll be okay. But it is a decision. You have to be good decision makers. The one thing that will show up, I always tell them, is the first place indecision shows up is in the feet. So you get guys to start dancing in the backfield, it's not a good thing. So we will get them going in the right direction. We'll get the tracks set at the landmark, and then let that talent and abilities take over.
Dick Gabriel.
Hi, Coach. Dick Gabriel with the UK Radio Network and WLAP. Mark Stoops is kind of old school when it comes to things like, to a lot of things, but especially the run game and balance in the offense. What was it about him? You talked about the brand name, but what was it about him that convinced you to leave a pretty good gig and come to Kentucky?
Well, I think his track record. I think it speaks for itself. He's had a good run here. He's been able to do some things the last 4 or 5 years in bowls that I think are pretty impressive, and he's trending. If you ask me, everything is heading in the right direction. It's something that not only myself, but a lot of people would love to be a part of. I'm just fortunate that I have the opportunity. But after being around him, for a couple of days, I like his energy. I like his approach. People forget. I might look young, but I'm kind of old school myself. I like to the physical part of football. That part I like controlling the clock. Scoring points. So we have some of the same beliefs when it comes to football, and I just believe that now's the time for me to make a move, and this was the right move for me to make.
Jeff Drummond.
Hey, Coach Jeff Drummond from Rivals.com and Cats Illustrated. Welcome to Lexington.
Thanks.
I was just curious. Well, you mentioned kind of some of the NFL ties with Coach Cohen and that you had. Catching the football out of the backfield seems to be a big deal in his offense. How much of that do you think will apply to your guys this season? Do you know much about their potential for being good receivers?
Well, I don't think that we'll have to adjust or change the offense at all. I think seeing Chris out there and seeing Smoke, Cavassier out there, those young men are talented enough to do it. I think they're very talented once they get the ball in their hands. So I expect him to implement them into the offense, for them to play a major role. And the thing that I always tell backs is that when the quarterback needs you, you make sure that you're available. And so I'll make sure the biggest thing is running the correct routes and being in the proper depths and being able to get open, versus man coverage. So we'll do all those, work on those things as we proceed. But I have no doubt that these young men will be able to be a contributing factor in the pass game.
John Wong.
Hey, John Wong, NOLA Media, justthecats.com. I'd also like to welcome you to Lexington. I think you're going to be surprised at how enthusiastic the fan base is here. The team had a couple of special teams breakdowns last year, and I understand that it's going to kind of be special teams by committee again. I was wondering what was going to be your role and what is your philosophy overall about special teams play?
Well, special teams play is a critical part of the game. I think if you ask anyone that watches enough, probably the fastest way to lose a ball game is to mess up on special teams. So my philosophy is to be sound in all phases. Kickoff, punt return, kickoff return, to make sure that the scheme is a good one, right, that is sound, and that you have the right people in the right places. We're still in. I've been hired just a couple of hours officially. So all the role of what I will play, all that is yet to be finalized. But the fact is that I will be a part of special teams, and we will be sound, and we will be productive.